Elspeth, thanks. Well, the International Criminal Court, otherwise known as the ICC, has announced plans to move forward with arrest warrants for Hamas leaders and top Israeli officials.
And it's the first time the ICC has targeted the top leader of a close U.S. ally. Erie News Now Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon joining us live from Capitol Hill with the latest. Good evening, Brendan.
Hey there, Mike and Eva. Good evening. So Israel's Netanyahu, his defense minister, and Hamas leaders are among those the ICC says they are seeking arrest warrants for on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. Now, the Hamas leaders face charges over the October 7th attacks, where 1,200 people were killed and hundreds were kidnapped, assaulted, and dozens more killed in captivity. It was the largest killing of Jewish people since the Holocaust. For Netanyahu and other Israeli government officials, the charges stem from the war in Gaza, where over 35,000 Palestinians have been killed. That number is based off reports from the Gaza Health Ministry overseen by Hamas. The charges against Israeli officials include causing extermination, causing starvation as a method of war, including the denial of humanitarian relief supplies, and deliberately targeting civilians in conflict. Now, Netanyahu and other Israeli leaders call the warrants against them an outrage of historic proportions. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman voiced his opposition to the news today on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying, quote, requesting arrest warrants for both Israel and Hamas leaders suggests there is a moral equivalence between them. There is none, and it's disgusting to suggest otherwise. The ICC's credibility is now in shambles, and they have only themselves to thank. That was Senator John Fetterman earlier today. This afternoon, the State Department voiced strong opposition and said by doing this, the prosecutor has short-circuited a process that was underway to gather facts. They also said this could impact ongoing negotiations for a ceasefire and to free hostages.
The United States fundamentally rejects the announcement today. Furthermore, the United States has been clear since well before the current conflict that the ICC has no jurisdiction over this matter.
Mike and Eva, a panel, ICC panel of ICC judges will now consider the application for arrest warrants. If the court grants the application and issues the warrants, then any member country of the ICC would have to arrest them and extradite them to the Netherlands. So something that we'll definitely be keeping a very close eye on here in Washington. But for now, reporting live on Capitol Hill, Brendan Scanlon, Erie News Now. Mike?